Helo, noswaith dda a chroeso cynnes iawn i chi gyd i ddigwyddiad cwrdd ar Tutor. Good evening and a very warm welcome to you all to our Meet the Tutor event. My name is Elin Roberts and I'm Assistant Principal with Coleg Cambria and the site lead here at Llysfasi. We're all very excited to meet you in September and I look forward to having you join us. Okay. As you can see, all the lecturers have joined us this evening. So it's great to welcome you, and there's a good crowd of you who have joined us. And I know that few of you have just joined us a bit late, so I'll just introduce myself again. Yn enw I ydi Elin Roberts, a dwi'n bennaeth cynorthwyol gyda Choleg Cambria ac yn bennaeth safle yma yn Llysfasi. I'm Assistant Principal with Coleg Cambria and site lead here at Llysfasi. We are all really glad that you joined us this evening and we're excited to hear some of your questions and be able to give you some responses to some queries that you may have before joining us in September. Felly, pwy sgynnon ni hefo ni heno? Mae gennym ni Joe Malt, ein cyfarwyddwr cwricwlwm. Mae gennym ni Lorraine Hampson, sy'n bennaeth ein cyrsia sylfaen, Head of our Foundation Courses. Mae gennym ni John Williams, un o ddarlithwyr amaeth, ac hefyd Sian Edwards, darlithydd arall yn yr adran amaeth. Mae Eddie Midmore o'r tîm coedwigaeth. Gethin a Seimon o'r tîm peirianneg amaethyddol. A hefyd yn ymuno fy ni heddiw, mae Natalie o'r tîm Additional Learning Needs cymorth ychwanegol, anghenion dysgu ychwanegol. Mae hi'n adeg brysur iawn o'r flwyddyn ar hyn o bryd, a dwi'n siŵr eich bod chi wedi cwblhau eich arholiadau tygau. I hope all your GCSE exams went well, and I'm sure you're looking forward to having the results in August and joining us in September. I wish you all the best over the summer and fingers crossed for your GCSE results. So, as I say, we are excited to have you join us. And it's been a really busy time these past couple of weeks. What's been happening at Llysfasi? The agricultural learners have been on a trip to Scotland. We've had learners complete their synoptic exams, their written exams, but also this week we've had some shearing going on the farm, some tilling of the land, and also we've just signed off on some new investments to include 2 new tractors and the Manitou on the farm. Felly mae'n di bod yn wythnos neu ddwy brysur iawn yma yn Llysfasi, ond da ni'n falch iawn fel tîm o gael treulio'r amser hwn efo chi. Trefn yr noswaith fydd cyflwyniad gan bob tîm. Byddwn ni wedyn yn clywed gan Natalie o'r anghenion dysgu ychwanegol. Fydd na sesiwn cwestiwn holi ac atab, ac wedyn fyddan ni'n cau. So we'll hear from each team. We will then hear from Natalie as well from the Support Services and Inclusion. We'll have our question and answer session hosted by Joe, and then we'll have a close. So let's get to meet our first team. Our first team to introduce themselves tonight will be the agriculture team, y tîm amaethyddiaeth. A gyda ni heno mae John a Sian. Felly diolch am gyflwyno chi drosodd wan i John a Sian. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch Elin. John, ti eisiau mynd i gynta? Do you want to go first, John?
Yeah. So fe enw I yw Jonathan Williams. Dwi'n course tutor ar gyfer level 3 amaeth yma yn Llysfasi. So my name is Jonathan Williams. Pleased to meet you all tonight. I'm the course tutor for the level 3 on agriculture program. So what do I do? So I teach on a range of modules. So I teach from entry level right up to level 3. So if we've got some entry, if you signed up for the entry or level 1, I've been doing tractor driving this year with some. We've been doing a bit of ploughing. We've done a bit of harrowing the fields. We've done a bit of rolling. So there's plenty to be getting on with workshop preparations, servicing, all these sort of things. Level 2s, I teach crop production. So we go and do crop walking. We look at doing some soil sampling and soil health. Level 3s, machinery operations are level 2. Level 3s, we do machinery operations again, crop production, forage crop production. So looking at all different types of forage crops, what we can use either here on the farm or on your own farm at home. I'm also FACS qualified, so we do a lot of nutrient advice to in that work. So there's lots going on in plants and soil science. So we're looking doing some experiments. So again, with soil sampling, microscope, looking through the microscope of the organic matters of the soil. So so yn Gymraeg, yn y dosbarth entry, dyn ni'n neud dreifio gyrru tractor, dyn ni'n neud popeth fel troi tir, rolio ar y tir level 2, dyn ni'n neud peirianneg eto, cynydau, so ni'n mynd allan yn y cae a gweld os mae cynydau yn tyfu, os mae gen nhw afiechydon neu beth bynnag, i gwybod a pan ti'n mynd nôl i fferm ti, be i edrych amdan. Level 3, dwi'n neud cynydau eto ac hefyd peiriannau, so dyn ni'n neud pethau fel weldio, gyrru tractor, so fel chwalu tail, troi tir, dyn ni'n neud sword lifting, so mae gen ni sword lifters, so dyn ni'n edrych fel compaction ar y gyd o tir a pethau, sut i gwella hynny, aerating, ac fel beth Elin yn deud wan, dyn ni wedi cael tractor newydd ar gyfer y gweithdy. So we've got a new tractor coming to the workshop, so you'll all get a chance to have a go on that. It's actually got a front-end loader as well, so we can do some loader operations on that. So yeah, there's lots to look forward to. So that's a brief overview of what I do, and I'll pass you on to Sian.
Hiya, Sian dwi. So dwi'n dysgu level 3, foundation, level 2. Dwi'n course tutor i level 3 ail flwyddyn, so I'm second year course tutor, and I teach across from foundation up until to level 3. Dwi'n arbenigol rili o fewn production a cwsmanaeth anifeiliaid, so I specialise really in livestock husbandry, with particularly cynhyrchyn llais, so dairy production ag animal health. So day-to-day things that we do, practicals. I'm sure you've been to our open days and you've seen the labs. So there's FECPAC work that we do, gwaith allan yn y cae, so we dosio, so we put in theory to practice, so we can go from analysia a tile to look at os yna wyau in a tile, if there's any eggs, and counting how many there are, and then to come up with a treatment. That would be a general prac you would do hefo level 3 ail flwyddyn, or even the level 2 fel y prac session. Pethau sy'n mynd ymlaen, dyn ni wedi bod yn brysur yn cneifio, so we've been sharing. Pethau dyn ni'n cael, you know, you get involved with as a student here. Dyn ni'n neud lot o cwrsiau byr, so there'll be a sharing course for you, those of you who are interested. Nath Elin hefyd sôn am y taith, athon ni i'r Alban, Lenny, so we went up to Scotland this year, and we had a good time looking around different farms. If you follow us on Llysfasi on the Facebook, you'll see some of the pictures hynny hefyd. Peth eraill, mae'r cwrs yn eitha hands-on, a mae'n cael ei ddysgu yn dwyieithog, so we go for like a hands-on course that's bilingual, so similar to how I'm talking to you now. Dyna sut fydden ni'n cael ei dysgu yn y gwersi. So we flick from one language to the other. Yeah, and I think that's it. I think John covered a lot really from that side, and yeah, just a little bit of insight. Hopefully we've got some cwestiynau mewn munud.
Gwych, diolch yn fawr iawn, John a Sian. A cyn i ni symud ymlaen i'r tîm nesa, nath Sian grybwyll y fanna yn diwrnod agorad. So I'm hoping that the majority of you probably will have been to our open days, but I just wanted to remind you all of our new facilities as well. So we have a new teaching facility, the new teaching building, and in there all lecturers have their own rooms, classrooms or laboratories. So once you've identified which course you're coming on and you've settled in, then you'll also get to know which rooms will be your own classrooms. And we've also got building work going on at the moment for our brand new hostel. So for those of you who are hoping to stay in the hostel, you will be probably moving into the old hostel for the first couple of months, and the new hostel is going to be up and running by November, and we're all very excited about that. Mae yna gegina newydd yna, common rooms, new common rooms, and so forth. And we'll also have a new laundry room as well. So great investment in our hostel facilities. And then towards the end of this calendar year, we'll be starting work on our brand new shearing centre. So lots of exciting things to come across the campus as well. Felly dwi'n meddwl bod o'n barod i ni wan fynd i gwrdd am tîm nesa ni. Ac mae un sydd efo ni heno, mae yna 3 yn y tîm yma. So we only have 1 in the forestry team joining us this evening, but actually there are 3 members in this teaching team. So the next tutor to introduce himself will be Eddie Midfor. So felly drosodd ata ti, Eddie, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Hello, siamai Eddie Midmod fi. Dwi'n un o'r tutors on a level 2 a level 3 forestry. I'm one of the tutors for the forestry and the land and wildlife team. We're very lucky here because we've as well as a working farm, we've also got woodland as well. So we've got a number of hectares of woodland that we actually manage commercially as well. So the course is a very practical course, level 2 and level 3. You learn practical skills, MPTC qualifications, which is the qualification for chainsaw, brush cutter, various other qualifications, as well as tractor driving. We've got a forwarding trailer here as well, so you'll learn a lot of practical skills. Survey skills, particularly important in forestry and land and wildlife. The government has a target now to plant a lot more trees, so it's important on farms and for land in general that we understand trees. So you'll be learning a lot about tree identification, hedge planting, woodland creation, habitat management, pests and diseases, which is particularly important now. Things like climate change. Coming on, we've got lots of issues with things like ash dieback. So there's a lot of sort of various topics that we cover. We work closely with industry as well. I go on field trips. The RFS, Royal Forestry Society. We recently went on a trip with them to Chirk Castle, for example, learning about veteran trees. There are business modules as well, business units. So it's a mix of theory and practical, really. People that have done the course, they have gone on to maybe work for the council, for NRW, and to even set up their own businesses. Yeah, it's a very broad course. Os mae dwi'n siarad Cymraeg, felly dwi'n cael rhaid dysgwyr yn dwyieithog hefyd. Felly, os yna unrhyw cwestiynau, ddau ar gael wedyn. Felly, diolch yn fawr.
Gwych, diolch yn fawr Eddie. A dwi'n meddwl un peth pwysig iawn nath Eddie anghofio ddeithoch chi fanna. Fuon nhw yn ddiweddar, mae'r adran yna yn mynd ar drip blynyddol ar excursion. So Eddie, did forget to mention there that they have an annual excursion for the department. And this year they had a camping expedition up in the Cairngorms, which was very well received by the learners, and they'd enjoyed the experience very much. So who knows where the team will take you next year, but that'll be probably one of your first questions you can ask during the induction week in September. And on that, just to remind you as well, that we will have a 3-day induction week in September. So the first week in September, you will be invited to our induction week ar gyfer ein wythnos yn sefydlu yn wythnos gyntaf mis Medi. Fydd hwnna'n gyfle i chi wedyn holi fwy o gwestiynau am y cwrs, ac os da chi'n bryderus ac yn meddwl, dwi'm yn siŵr iawn, dwi wedi gwneud y penderfyniad cywir, you may think, actually, I'm not too sure. You may be trying to decide between two courses. Then that induction week will be a great opportunity for you to ask questions and to swap. So at this stage, don't worry too much about having second thoughts. For example, we have learners moving from agriculture to engineering, and then engineering into forestry. And we are very open to that because from experience, we know there's a lot of crossover in those courses, and learners at 16 sometimes find it quite difficult to make that decision. So I just wanted to add that in there. Okay then, so we're going to move over to our next team now. And the next team is our land-based engineering team. And tonight, we are joined by 2 of the lecturers, but in fact, there are 5 members of staff in this team. And joining us tonight, mae gynnon ni Gethin Jones a Simon Parker. Felly dwi am gyflwyno wan drosodd I Gethin a Simon sy'n mynd I gyflwyno eu hunan ac wedyn yn mynd I cyflwyno fideo I chi gweld. Diolch yn fawr.
Hi there, Simon Parker here. I teach in the engineering department and I teach on level 2 and level 3. I tend to specialise in transmissions and hydraulics and fabrication, that sort of thing. And on the course, all the students get the chance to go to the Llama show, which is down in the NEC, which is probably Britain's best machinery show. It's a really, really good show. We go to ploughing matches, things like that. And wherever possible, we teach in the workshop, obviously, as well as the classroom. But a lot of theory stuff we do actually get across in the workshop in a practical environment. So we're going to show you a little video in a minute, but I'll just pass you over to Gethin.
Hello, Llysfasi. Good evening. My name's Gethin Jones. I'll be the level 2 tutor for next year. So I specialise mostly in engines, but the other tutors, as Simon said, he specialises in hydraulics. We've got others specialising in diagnostics and cultivation and workshop practices. So those are the main areas of study for both level 3 and level 2 students for the upcoming year. Do we play the video now?
Parker. I work at the Agricultural Engineering Department at Llysfasi College. I teach levels 1, 2 and 3, and my special subjects are hydraulics, engines and transmissions, as well as general engineering and fabrication. Got great facilities here, plenty of rigs. We're supplied by Kubota and Agco, so there's plenty of modern machinery to work on. Thank you. Fi di glyn ifan rhan o dîm penrynyddol Llysfasi. Fel da chi'n gweld o'n gwmpas ni fan ni ystod eang o Beriana, bob lliw a llun, a felly gewch chi brofiadau anhygoel os dowch chi Llysfasi yn gweithio'r peiriannau yma. Helo, yn enw i Gareth Williams, dwi'n dysgu yma yn yr adran beiriannaeth yn Llysfasi. So, hello, my name's Gareth Williams. I'm here teaching in the engineering department at Llysfasi. I specialise in the diagnostic side of things here at Llysfasi. Being able to diagnose and rectify faults with modern tractors like this, and we've got these diagnostics equipment like this Texter, which is a multi-brand diagnostics equipment, and we've got conditioning equipment, and as well as the dynamometer that we have. Behind us. Right, some of the Hello again. So looks like the video's cut off. Yeah, Gareth was just explaining there about the diagnostics equipment. So within land-based engineering, you've got everything from the older scraper tractors right through to excavators, quad bikes, chainsaws, all the way through to the latest modern machinery. We tend to have always on site a Fendt, a Valtra, new Massey Ferguson, as well as the Kubota brands, because we do apprenticeship training for those dealers as well, for the manufacturers. So it's a good blend of courses that we run, and the benefit is all of the students get the opportunity to work on the latest tractors and the latest diagnostic equipment. So it'll set you well for industry. Wherever you want to get off, either at level 2 or level 3, go on to work for a dealership, self-employed. There's a lot of our ex-students are now mobile mechanics for the local dealers. And another aspect of the course is 1 day a week is work experience. So it's really a good opportunity for employers to take you in, give you experience, and hopefully offer you a job at the end of it. So that's engineering, really.
Iawn, diolch yn fawr iawn Gethin a Simon, and again apologies if that video tested your Wi-Fi connection at home. What I would suggest is that you have a look at our website and also have a look at YouTube. But I can assure you that the workshop here at Llysfasi is the best engineering workshop you will find in any agricultural college in Wales. Mae'r gweithdy peirianneg yma yr un gorau gewch chi mewn unrhyw goleg amaethyddol yng Nghymru, ond mae yna ddigon o ddelweddau a gwybodaeth ar y we ar y gweithdy. Dwi'n falch iawn o ddeud hefyd, mae yna lawer iawn o gwestiynau'n dod drwodd, lots and lots of questions coming through, so that's really good, so keep them coming, because we will be going to our question and answer session later on. But the next team that are going to introduce themselves for you now, we've got one joining us tonight, which is Lorraine Hampson. And Lorraine heads up our foundation team. So mae Lorraine yn bennaeth ar y tîm sylfaen mewn ffordd ar gyfer unrhyw ddysgwyr wrach sydd yn madal yr ysgol neu'n dychwelyd i addysg a sydd heb lwyddo yn ei tygau. So introducing you to Lorraine. Diolch yn fawr.
Hi everyone, my name's Lorraine Hampson. I'm the foundation lead for entry and level 1. However, I also teach across level 2 and level 3 in both the engineering and the land and wildlife and forestry departments. It's a great opportunity to talk to you tonight about our foundation courses that we offer at Llysfasi. Within our qualifications, they provide a great stepping stone to anyone who wants to start a career in the land-based sector but don't know where to begin. And that's because within our foundation, we don't just specialise in one specific area within the land-based industries. We have the opportunity to actually teach across agriculture, land and wildlife through conservation, and also through the engineering, through looking at vehicle maintenance. So a lot of the people you've spoken with tonight, they told you that they teach within the land-based and foundation departments. So we actually pull in all their skills and knowledge to help you be successful and then to specialise in maybe a level 2 in agriculture or engineering or land and wildlife. So you'll spend your week with us 3 days looking at a lot of different aspects of the land-based industries, and you'll benefit then from a supportive, practical and nurturing environment. These qualifications that we offer at Foundation are brilliant because they don't just test what you can write down on paper, but they also recognise you as a practical learner and what skills that you have got. They help you to build confidence from the very start and ensure that the pace of learning helps you. We'll also be pushing you to achieve your best with these qualifications. So some of the things that you can be expecting to do is looking at animal and crop husbandry, looking at how we grow crops, what is needed, and how to look after our animals. We'll also look at health and safety, ensuring that you have the skills you need to look after yourself, but also your teammates within a working environment. And we will also look at environmental awareness, looking at understanding nature and conservation and how we can look after this environment. We use lots of different interactive, visual and direct teaching, linking it to the outside world. So yes, there will be theory, but also you'll be spending a lot of time out on the estate, in the workshop or on the farm. You will also be looking at, within your practicals, actual livestock handling. You'll also be taking part in estate maintenance, looking after fences and boundaries. Some of the things that our learners this year have done is they've been putting steps into the Nanty Garth, developing practical skills through building fences, through looking at and replacing some of the cow cubicles. So these were projects that they got to take on from start to finish, and they felt a real accomplishment through having seen the whole process. So beyond just the technical skills on these qualifications, we also look at life skills. So we look at teamwork and communication, project management and team management, but it's all built into a practical and diverse environment. So as the months proceed, you will grow confidence in all aspects. And then at the end, you may progress from entry on to level 1, or then go on to specialise at a level 2 qualification. But what we will do in our foundation department is give you those skills needed to go on and either proceed with a career straight away, or to develop the skills you need for a level 2 qualification. Anyway, I hope that's given you a bit of an introduction to what we're going to be doing and the sort of things you can expect to see and do while you're with us.
Dyna ni, diolch yn fawr iawn, Lorraine. Thank you, Lorraine. So you've only seen this evening just a short snapshot, I guess, of all our tutors. Felly criw bach o'r tutoriaid da chi wedi gyfarfod heno. But I can assure you that they are great supportive teams. They will help you to achieve your best results. They will give you support for your exams, for your synoptics, and to ensure that you understand the work that you're learning from day to day. Something for you to consider, I guess, over the summer weeks and months is your work experience. The majority of our learners are expected to undertake work experience, so it's a good idea for you to join us in September with an indication or some idea of where you'd like to spend your work placement. And also, it's really important at this stage as well to be thinking about your future career. So when you come here in September, you'll be able to discuss with your tutors and they'll be able to give you some career advice with moving forward, what levels will work for you and what job opportunities the course will offer. So dwi wedi sôn am y gefnogaeth sydd ar gael gan y tutoriaid o fewn yr adrannau. So I've mentioned, the support that you can have from tutors within your teams, but we also have a number of support staff working within our support teams as well. And Natalie is one of those who's joining us this evening. Mae Natalie o'r adran anghenion dysgu ychwanegol a'r tîm cynhwysol. So Natalie is joining us from the Additional Learning Needs and Inclusion team. And Natalie will just give you an overview of how we approach additional learning needs and inclusive support here at Coleg Llysfasi. Felly, diolch yn fawr iawn, Natalie.
Noswaith dda. Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Robinson-Powell, the ALN Specialist Tutor linked to Llysfasi. Natalie dwi a fi di'r tutor arbenigol ADE yn Llysfasi. I can help with providing you with strategies that you can use in the classroom. Mi fedrai helpu efo strategau I chi I helpu yn y dosbarth. If you've had exam access arrangements in the past, it's important that you tell your tutors as soon as possible so that they can refer you to me and we can have a look at what needs to be put in place here. Os da chi wedi cael trefniadau aroliadau yn y gorffennol, mae'n bwysig deud wrth y tutoriaid fel bo chi a fi'n gallu cyfarfod I drafod heini. If you have a plan, like an IDP or an EHCP, then I'll be in touch with you quite regularly to make sure that all the support that you need is in place at college. Os oes gennych chi blan fel CDI, IDP neu EHCP, fyddai mewn cysylltiad cyson efo chi I wneud yn siŵr fod gennych chi bob dim da chi angen yn y coleg. Dwi'n gallu cynnal sesiynau yn Gymraeg neu yn Saesneg. I can have my sessions with learners in Welsh or English. Peth bwysica ydy I beidio bod gofyn am gymorth. Mae pawb yn Llysfasi yn gweithio fel tîm ac eisiau chi lwyddo a mwynhau eich amser efo ni. The most important thing is that you don't feel afraid to ask for support. Everyone at Llysfasi work as a team and we want you to succeed and enjoy your time with us. So fedrai helpu, I can help, but there's also academic skills, sgiliau academaidd. Mae gennym ni lead inclusion assistant hefyd. We've got people that help you outside the classroom to get you up to speed, and they can help with things like organisation and things like that. Okay, diolch yn fawr.
Ategu at yr hyn mae Natalie wedi dweud, mi fydd pob un dysgwr, pob un ohonoch chi yn cael anogwr dysgu eich hun. Every single one of you will have access to your own progress coach, which is really important. You will be meeting with your progress coach for 2 hours a week as a group and also on an individual basis when it's needed, just to support you, to double check you're making progress, to keep contact with parents at home. If there's anything that's bothering you, they can refer you to the relevant team. Felly mae dod I adnabod eich anogwr dysgu yn allweddol bwysig. So getting to know your progress coach will be really important because they are key to you succeeding on your course here. However, coursework and exams isn't everything at Llysfasi. We have members of staff who are part of active Cambria team who visit Llysfasi on a regular basis, and they will be holding sessions for rugby training, gym sessions, inductions in the gym. We've had paddle, we've had dodgeball, we have five-a-side football. So mae yna lawer iawn o weithgareddau allgyrsiol ar gael hefyd. A mae'n bwysig iawn yn yr wythnosau cynta wrth ymuno fo ni mis Medi, bod chi'n dangos diddordeb mewn unrhyw un o'r chwaraeon yma, fel bod yr tîm chwaraeon yn creu tima ac yn rhoi sesiynau hyfforddi ymlaen yn rheolaidd. So it's really important when you join us, even in the induction week on the 1st of September, that you just give us an indication of where your interests lie so that the Active Cambria team will know what needs to be put on, if it's rugby training or if it's football or cycling or going for walks or whatever. Felly, da ni wedi clywed gan y tîmau gyd. You will see that's been going along the strip at the bottom of your screen. Not only are we asking you to send us questions, but also there's been information there about student services. So unfortunately this evening, Jordan, our student service and safeguarding and hostel, she's got a big role as our Jordan, has been unable to join us this evening due to illness. However, her email will be along the bottom of your screen, and we invite you, there we are, it's there. We invite you to send any emails, or if your parents have any questions, please send an email through to Jordan, who will get back to you as soon as possible. She is your key for transport, for hostel arrangements, and for any safeguarding issues that you or your parents may have, or any questions, and they will be in the strictest confidence. Felly, sylw arbennig yma at ein tîm gwasanaethau myfyrwyr. Rwan, dwi'n mynd i gyflwyno chi rwan i Joe Malt, ein cyfarwyddwr cwricwlwm, sydd yn mynd i arwain ar ein sesiwn holi ac ateb. So I'm handing over now to Joe Malt, our curriculum director, who will lead you on our question and answer. Now you will see everybody now, all the tutors rejoining us on screen. And thank you for your questions so far. And Joe will be directing those questions to our tutors. But first of all, I want to just say a big hello to somebody who's just joined us, Aled Morris from the engineering team. And I've got to add in here, some of you may have seen him on the TV in the last 3 weeks. Well, Aled is a member of the Hawkstone Choir. So those of you who are in the engineering team, when you're joining us as a learner in September, there'll be a few questions there, and I'm sure Aled will love to share his experience with you. But on that note, dwi'n handio drosodd I chdi, Joe. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch, Elin. A dwi'n gallu weld, mae yna rei cwestiynau wedi dod trwad pan bod pawb wedi bod yn siarad, a dwi'n meddwl dwi'n gallu ateb rei ohonyn nhw yn syth bin. So un o'r cwestiwn gyntaf oedd gan Lexi Jones, a mae hi'n gofyn pryd mae'r diwrnod gyntaf yn coleg. A dwi'n gallu dweud yn syth. So Lexi Jones has asked the question, when's the first day of college in September? And it's the Tuesday, the 1st of September. And that's when induction starts, as Ellen has mentioned already, for 3 days. So you're in all them 3 days, and the induction will run through what's expected throughout the course, really. And then there's another question from, forgive my pronunciation, but Oof. They are asking around how many days a week is level 2, and across the board it's 3 days a week. The days may vary, but yeah, so it's 18 hours a week of teaching, 3 days a week. So I'm sure we'll maybe ask some of the other staff some questions now, and I've got a forestry one here from Ben Dawson. So I'm coming over to you, Eddie. They're asking, how many days a week would forestry be, and is there an expectation to work for somebody else in and around the course? So over to you, Eddie.
So there is built into the course, there is work experience, and we help you with that, but it's down to you to kind of find the right work experience for you. And that's 1 day a week on the level 3 course. And I think it's 150 hours, I believe. And we have people doing work experience with perhaps a tree surgeon, big companies, perhaps Till Hill even as well. So NRW, lots of different options for kind of work experience, and yeah. Hopefully that covers
you, Eddie. Yeah. Just going to come to you, Lorraine, just with some of the other departments then and work experience. What sort of expectations have we got around work experience across the other departments? I know you do a lot with work experience.
Yes, so with our foundation, there is no work experience. However, there is an expectation for you to keep a diary of the practical tasks that you do. And for that, we would need a record of about 60 hours practical experience, which is all done on site. For our level 2 and 3 programs across agriculture, land and wildlife, and engineering, there's an expectation for you to complete 150 hours of placement within your first year. And we look at that to be completed by the first week in May, with time off around the Easter break for you to do a block placement for engineering and also for agriculture.
Thank you, Lorraine. Hopefully that answers some of the questions around Profiad Waith work experience. I've just got a bit of a question around, so this has been sent to us directly around tractor driving. So those of you who may not have driven a tractor before, and maybe you're a little bit worried, maybe they're from not from a farming background. So I'll come over to our very own Aled Morris, asking around tractor driving. You know, how do we help some of the learners gain their confidence around tractor driving, please, Aled?
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, so what we do is we basically do what we call a RAG test, so red, amber, green test. So what we'll do is we'll take you out individually. We'll start you on a range of different tractors. Something from like a 240, which is all very manual. We'll do a bit of a road test with you, see how you get to feel driving that tractor, and then we'll move on to something a little bit bigger. And then once you feel comfortable with that, we'll move on to something a bit bigger again and more modern. So you'll get a wide range of driving experiences. We're not going to expect you to just chuck you in a tractor on the first day and say, there you are, help yourself, because we'll have a whole range of different kind of skills and abilities, and we want everyone to be on a level playing field. So you'll get as much or as little help as you need. We can put extra sessions on for people that are a little bit nervous. And what we'll do then is we'll go through the process. Once you're comfortable with driving a tractor, we will then go through the process of then learning how to hook up machines and implements on the back of the tractors, and then we'll hopefully get out to the fields and do some work with them as well. So we will go through the whole process with you, and by the time you've left with us, you should be more than capable of driving a tractor. So.
Thank you very much, Aled. And coming over to you, Shan, a little bit similar with livestock. Do we have a similar story around, say, someone's that not comfortable with moving cattle or something like that?
Yeah, similar to Aled. We don't expect you to know everything, but some students have grown up on a farm and are used to handling all classes of livestock. We're very good on the first day and in induction week, really. We sort of assess your skills, but we assess your skills and see what you can do and how you handle. We'll start with things like, can you identify animal behavior? And then we go from step by step to actually moving livestock through the race, if that's cattle and sheep as well. So yeah, just basics, and then just work our way up to then drenching, vaccination programs, and then, like I've mentioned before, looking at doing health plans and following through some of the other bits that we do.
Thank you, Shan. There's a couple of questions that's come through around results day. So what do you do with your results? What if you don't get your results that you maybe wanted or hoped for? It's not the end of the world, just to let everybody know that. What we do suggest is that you pop into college. So on results day at Llysfasi, all the staff are there ready to help you and talk you through what your options could be. So please don't worry about it. But pop in on results day. I think GCSE results is Denby and Flint day, so you've got a nice day out to Denby and Flint, and pop over to see us as well. And if you do have the results and you're happy with them, bring them with you, because we've got to look at the certificates, if you like, on the day, and just to make sure that you're on the right course, really. Moving on then swiftly, PPE, so personal protective equipment. So this is quite key for our site, just because we're a land-based college. So making sure that we're safe and wearing the right things is really, really important. So what I might do on this one is just pop round everybody, each individual department, because everyone will have different PPE. So I think I might start with Simon in the agricultural engineering department, and then I'll come over to Eddie, and then I'll come over to Jonathan, I think. I will go that way. How's that sound? Over to you, Simon.
Yeah, on engineering, we'd expect obviously steel toe cap boots, overalls, or unless you're welding, you'd need full overalls. But if it's general workshop, you could wear bib and braces, which is seems to be quite favoured these days. Safety glasses would be a good thing. It's mandatory in the workshop now that eye protection's worn, but everything else will be provided. So our own welding masks. You don't need to bring any tools or anything like that, but you will be issued with a locker, so you can keep all your PPE in there. So you don't need to be wearing your work boots up in the main building. But yeah, just boots and overalls. Don't need to bring your own tools. We'll put you through the full workshop induction when you arrive, so it should be good.
Thanks, Simon. Over to you, Eddie, for forestry and countryside.
So for the level 2, overalls and steel toe cap boots for workshop activities, and gloves, obviously working outside. For the level 3, then the chainsaw, there is PPE provided, helmets and chainsaw trousers, but a lot of learners end up getting their own chainsaw trousers and boots and helmet as well. So pretty similar to the engineering, just helmet and ear protections if you're using things like chippers, chainsaws, brush cutters. Got to make sure that you protect your ears.
Thanks, Eddie. And then over to Jonathan. Might be worth explaining a little bit around the biosecurity side of things as well for Agri as well, please.
Of course, yeah. So for Agri, so just starting with the machinery workshop operations, because we sort of cross over a bit with engineering. So we need steel toe cap boots again and overalls to go in the workshop, because we'll be doing things like welding. So wellies aren't suitable. You must have steel toe cap boots, okay, and overalls for the tractor driving workshop practices. For the farm, we need steel toe cap wellies, okay, just for safety aspects. Overalls as well, and waterproof trousers and a waterproof coat, because we don't, we'll be out in all weathers. If it's, if you might be doing the states task, fencing, our land ranges from lowlands up to the hill, so you might be on top of the hill on November day, so and it might be absolutely whittling it down with rain. So if you can get some waterproofs, that'd be really good. As regards to biosecurity, obviously, because we want to protect our farm as much as you want to protect your farm or a farm you work on somewhere. So it'd be a good idea to, once you buy this equipment, that you keep it in your locker in college, and your PPE stays with the you've got your college overalls, you've got your college waterproof trousers, college waterproof coat, and they don't mix with another farm. So then it's saving biosecurity then, isn't it, for both farms, isn't it? Just in case any transmission of pathogens and diseases and so forth. We do have foot bath dips as well. And one thing I'll just say, what we always say on every practical, just make sure you wash your hands as well, isn't it? Every time you finished each practical. But that's a general overview of what you need for PPE wise for agriculture.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. I think I'll come to Ellen for the next question now, just around facilities on site. So, where do they get your food? Where can you get food from? Is there any communal areas or anything like that? So over to you, Ellen, please, if that's okay.
Yes, that's fine. So we have 2 eating areas. We have the coffee shop, mae gen I siop goffi yma yn y prif adeilad addysgu, sydd yn gweini prydau byr, snacks, poeth. creision, te, coffee, hot chocolate ac yn y blaen. So we have our coffee shop in the main teaching building, but over in the hostel we have our refectory, which has hot meals served there. And if you're staying in the hostel, that's where you'll get your breakfast and your evening meal as well. So this year we have stopped contracting our catering out, and it's all now in-house, and all our produce is Welsh. So produce is sourced from Wales, which has really improved the standard of our catering. So mae hynny'n beth braf. Ond hefyd, efo dyfodiad yr adeilad newydd, mae yna ambell i le lle fedrwch chi ymgynnu efo'ch ffrindiau a cael cyfle am banad a sgwrs. So with the new building now, we've got a range of social spaces where you can meet with your friendship groups over a coffee, but also those of you who are studying at level 3, we have our space called Elwy, and that's a quiet self-study area that you will be using during your breaks and also your free lessons. So all level 3 courses will have some free periods specifically for self-study, completing your homework, and very importantly, researching the topics that you've just learnt about. And you can have a sneaky coffee in your self-study area as well. And that's quite a good time for you to catch up with your progress coach and with your peers on your course. So lots of areas now at Llysfasi for some social spaces and for meeting and having a quick coffee or a bite to eat. But remember, if you prefer to bring in your own food, perhaps you're doing that currently at school and you'd prefer to have your lunchbox, then you're more than welcome to bring in a packed lunch, and you can use the refectory, the social space next to the coffee shop, or the coffee shop itself as well. Okay, di hynny'n ateb y cwestiwn, Jo? Does that answer your question?
Diolch yn fawr, Elin. Mae hwnna'n ffantastig. Mae gennau cwestiwn arall rwan am yr cwrsus byr rwan. So, Sian, na i dod draws i ti. Just os ti'n gallu egluro o fath o cwrsus ydyn ni'n gallu wneud o gwmpas yr main qual, os gwelwch yna.
Yeah. Of course, so cwrsiau byr or short courses, these are basically gold dust in our industry. So it's what all the employers are asking you to get while you're at Llysfasi in addition to your main qualification. So you might have heard of tickets being mentioned. So things like your telehandler, your ATV, or your quad bike, your sheep dips, your vet and meds, chainsaw and maintenance, pesticides, PA1, PA2, and your brush cutters for forestry, as well as your chainsaws for forestry. We do all of them at Llysfasi, and then because some of them are assessed in-house as well, so they can become part of your course. And usually this time of year, I've been very, very busy doing lots of sheep dips and vet and meds. So it's really important that you attend college and you get some of these courses. Yeah, I think that was very quick, but yeah, and you hapus?
Yeah. Diolch, Sian. Ie, ti di ateb y cwestiwn. Diolch yn fawr.
Sorry, Joe, before we move on, just to add to what Sian has said, just be mindful, not all those courses are free of charge. There will be a registration fee. So mi fydd angen i chi dalu fee cofrestru ar gyfer y cyrsiau hynny efo'r byrdd arholi. So it could be with City and Guilds or with Lantra. So not all the courses will be available free to you. And also another tip for you over the summer months now, if you are living on a farm or you're working on a farm, try to get your parents or employer to re-register with Farming Connect, because Farming Connect will give you an 80% grant towards payment for these short courses. So just a reminder there for you all. Sorry to interrupt. Diolch, Joe.
No, very, very good point. Get yourself registered with Farming Connect where you can. So I've got another question quickly around, I know Natalie's already mentioned it a little bit around exam access arrangements. I just wondered if, Natalie, you could give a few examples of maybe how that process works and what's available, really, if that's okay.
Yeah, so in terms of exam access arrangements, it's your current and normal way of working. So you might have had exam arrangements in the past at another setting, in school, for example. Doesn't necessarily mean that you might need them here in Llysfasi. It might be that you don't need them anymore because you're doing far more practical courses, or it's because you're kind of focusing on one subject that you enjoy. It might mean that you still need those access arrangements in place. If that is the case, then the best thing you can do is to tell your tutors as soon as possible. And then they can refer you on to me. We can have a conversation about how things are going in the classroom. We can put some strategies in place. But ultimately, if exam arrangements are needed, then it might mean that I need to just do a short assessment with you. I fill in some application forms to the exam boards, and then we get that put in place for you. But we need to make sure that we've got evidence of you needing it in the classroom. But as soon as that's in place, then that's sorted.
Super, diolch yn fawr, Natalie. So I've got some quick fire questions, I think is the best way to describe them, that have come through on the comments. So Lexi Jones has asked, how many sets of overalls do we need? Or could we use the same one for Agri? So you need one for home or where you work, and you need one set for college. That's pretty much how it works. For level 2 forestry, can I wear my chainsaw boots if I already own a pair? Yes, of course you can for practicals, so long as they're steel toe caps, which I think they are for forestry workwear. And then Philip Casey has asked, when will we get to know our timetable? You'll get to know it during induction. So during them first 3 days, you'll get sent the timetable for the following week. So I've got another question around some tips around how to be successful at Llysfasi. So I'm going to come round. They don't know this, but I'm going to come round everybody. Hello.
Sorry, can I just butt in before you move on to another point?
Of course you can, Jonathan.
Yeah. Just on Joe's points there with the overalls. How many sets of overalls? So Joe's right. So one set for college and one set for home. However, just be aware that basically you'll be doing, workshop practices as well as on the farm. So all I would say is basically, if you're out milking, tagging calves, dehorning calves, and those overalls get mucky, you will need to take them home and wash them regularly and keep them clean, because obviously it's not going to be very nice if you're sitting on a tractor stinking of cow muck, or if we get cow muck on the new tractor. So it's just about keeping that clean, really. So if you could, in an ideal world, get 2, but obviously they're expensive, so just take them home, wash them regularly. The other point I wanted to make is about the boots. So we have a lot of learners every year, you come in chainsaw boots, red back boots, and that's absolutely fine, no problem with that. However, just be aware there's some areas in the college you will not be able to wear boots inside. So, for example, the new building that Ellen was on about before. So bring some, vans, some pumps or something to wear just round when you're in the classroom, really, because you won't be able to wear those boots in the classroom, okay? So I just wanted to touch on those points. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's a really good point, Jonathan. You've given time everybody to think now about their one tip for when they come to Llysfasi. So what I want all the staff to do is think about one thing that the students need to do, or one tip that makes their time a success here at Llysfasi. They're all looking a bit nervous now. Who am I going to go to first? Shall we go to Aled Morris of Fame? Over to you, Aled.
Always bring a notepad and a pen with you. We will always do all of our stuff will always be online. But when we're having conversations in classrooms, sometimes things will happen during a conversation, or you'll be taught some work that might not necessarily be on the worksheet or on the computer. So it's always worth us having a notepad and pen with you, just so you can make some notes as you go throughout the course. You'll be surprised how much that will help you when you come back to do your revision.
Good point, Aled. So over to you, Gethin. One tip for new learners.
Have a positive mindset and try your best at all times. Agwedd positif a ymdrech orau bob amser, please.
Oh, very, very good point. Over to you, Lorraine.
I think to be open to new opportunities and to embrace everything that we throw at you over the next year or two, because your time will pass very quickly.
Da iawn. Okay, Simon.
You will be using your phones occasionally in class. Don't let them be a distraction. because what you learn is some things you'll know, perhaps you've done electrics in school or a bit of physics, and that's something quite familiar to you, but some of the subjects can be brand new. So don't worry if you don't know it. That's why you come to college. It means you've got more to learn, which is a benefit, but don't be distracted by your phones.
Diolch, Simon. Yeah. Eddie, over to you.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Gofyn cwestiynau, there's no such thing as a wrong question. If you don't understand something, just ask the question, and try your best. Everyone said good things, basically echoing everything what everyone said. But
Da iawn, Eddie. Da iawn, Eddie. Okay, Jonathan, over to you.
Attendance is the key one for me. Okay, so when you're signing up for courses, whatever, if you're doing level 2 or level 3, just be aware that you are committing to come with us for 3 days a week or 4 days a week. I might be a miracle worker in some ways, but I can't turn back the clock. So if you're not here and you've missed lessons, it's very difficult for me to get that time back to help you achieve that. We've got entry requirements for each course. I have a lot of students come to me sometimes and say things like, oh, I'm worried I might fail. Don't be worried about failing. If you've met the entry requirements for your course, I will guarantee you will pass if you turn up every day and work hard. That is a guarantee.
We'll hold you to that, Jonathan. Sian, sorry.
Everybody's used all of my answers, so I think the last one.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I know, yeah. So I think your one, really, that you always say, and like all of us, is punctuality. Be on time. If attendance, it goes with that. So be on time and get the most out of your tutors, and put us on the spot. Ask us lots of questions, like Eddie said. And just engage with us and just have that attitude where you can do it. Just give everything a go, even if you've never done it before. Don't be shy. Just try your best, and you'll succeed. Yeah.
Diolch, Sian. Natalie, you're not getting off the hook.
Peidiwch bod ofyn gofyn am gymorth. Mae yna dîm mowr o gwmpas y tutoriaid hefyd I helpu. So don't be afraid to ask for support. So apart from your tutors, there's a wide range of people that can help you outside of the classroom as well.
Diolch, Natalie. Ac ti, Elin, hefyd? O, ti ar mute. Dyna tip gynta ti.
Tip gynta, don't be on mute. So my biggest tip, really, it's one word, actually. In Gymraeg, parch, and in English, it's respect. So respect yourself, respect our resources, respect our staff, and respect your friends and peers on the course. And that's how you'll make lots of friends, and you will earn respect as well, and you'll have a fabulous time here at Llysfasi. Felly, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch, Elin. And I can't get away with it myself. I'll have to say something myself. But for me, I would say enjoy it. What an experience to come to Llysfasi. Take every opportunity, mwynhau, enjoy it. And I think we'll finish on that one. If anybody's got any questions, please send them in to our Student Services account. If anybody's got any questions around the hostel, please send them in to Jordan Eccleston. I think we popped up her email address before. So if you've got any question about the hostel, please pop them over to Jordan. And I think that's it for this evening. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for watching. Na I weld ti ym mis Medi. Diolch yn fawr pawb.